What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 24 of the You Might Be Surprised podcast. What's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween. I'm recording this on Halloween. So when you're watching this, it'll be Monday. So I hope you guys had a great Halloween, but happy Halloween. It's crazy. This is the first year where I don't know. It's like everything just feels off and Halloween feels off and it feels weird. But I hope everyone, had a safe Halloween and yeah, man, tweet me photos of what you were, for Halloween. That'd be cool. I was going to dress up. I should have dressed up. I was like, man, it didn't hit me till now that I should have dressed up or something. But I don't really know what I would dress up as. I could have dressed up as a lumberjack, but boring. I should have dressed up as my favorite comedian. I could just take off my shirt and just be Bert Kreischer, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great Halloween. Yeah, so this podcast, I did some brainstorming, dude, okay? I was like, I've recorded 23 episodes of this podcast, and they've kind of been there's no flow to them. So I was like, I should insert segments through the podcast to lead somewhere. And that way, whenever people click on this, they know what to expect, you know? So I have a couple of segments that I'm going to try out, and we can add more or take away some as they're going. But we're going to have the What's Up, What's Poppin'. Brand new whip just hopped in. I got options. I can pass the ball like Stockton. That's not the whole. It's What's Up, What's Poppin'. And that's just a brief overview of my week, what I've been doing, things to be excited for. And then we're going to go into the hot takes / current events. It's kind of just my hot takes on what's going on that week, or if there's something, or just whatever hot take I have in my head. I'm going to talk about that and kind of we can indulge in my way of thinking. And yeah, and then I kind of want to end the podcast with doing those pod decks. I have the app. We kind of did it last episode. It's just stupid questions. We can answer a couple of them, but what I want to do at the end is get questions from the people that watch this. People that watch this show. That's the end goal. But since I don't have any this week or whenever, we'll do some pod decks so we can answer those questions and kind of have fun, because the hot takes are going to be kind of indulging. So I want to end the episode on a funny laugh, and just something stupid. So, first segment, I don't want to say first. I'm just going to get right into it. What's up? What's poppin'? Next week is my birthday. I turned 24. Probably am going to record next week's episode, just so I can have episode 25. And then I'm going to do a birthday live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/ You Might Be Surprised, my birthday. Probably going to live stream a podcast for the first hour, then play some games. I took that Friday off of work. But the more exciting thing that I want to talk about is that if things go correct, if things fall the way that I think they're going to, I'm going to do stand-up for the first time that Friday on my birthday. I'm going to start year 24 of my life out in a bang, and hopefully be able to do some comedy depending on the state of the world and everything, which we'll get into later. But yeah, I've been writing. I have 2 jokes that are about 3 minutes to 4 minutes long. The comedy club the open mic I'm going to gives you 5 minutes from 7:30 to 11:30. My goal is to get the time frame of 9:30, because I don't want to be the first one to go up, but I also want the crowd to have a little bit of drinks in them. So if I am failing, I mean, I'm going to fail. That's like the funniest thing about it is that I'm going to fail. I have a couple friends coming along with me. I know if I've said this before, I was like, oh, I don't want anyone there. I just want to show up, do it, and then not tell anybody, and then get comfortable, and then tell people. First of all, boring. If you have a support system there, if you like for your first time, especially if you do bomb, which I plan on doing, the funniest thing about my set is gonna be me bombing. But I'm going to be really oh yeah, so I brought friends, or I'm gonna have friends because I want somebody to film it too. Like I want to make it like its own 5 minute special of me bombing. You know, that's what I want it to be. Um, and I think it's gonna be actually really funny. If I can get it to be like that. Um, so what was I gonna say? I I need to get I need to set my phone down, dude. My phone is down. But yeah, doing comedy, and I'm excited. I have so the two jokes I'm working on is a joke about my speech impediment that is going okay. I have a couple like one-liners that I'm gonna say like right off the back, like the first time doing this. I have some that I don't know if are gonna stick or not. Um, the thing that makes me nervous that it will or will not happen, or the crowd's gonna be terrible, is that it's gonna be right after the election. So depending on the state of the world, it might not even happen. I want to. I've probably spent like 10 plus, not 10 plus, maybe like 8 hours writing these jokes that I think are okay. And like my writing process is weird. Like I was talking to one of my friends, and he says like he thinks of jokes like throughout the day, which I do too. But like at my job and stuff, like it's hard for me to write them down. So like I try to sit down in front of the computer and write. Let me know what you guys do for writing, if you write jokes, or just like writing in general, because I kind of find it very therapeutic to like just sit down and write. And because there's no right or wrong thing that you're doing, you're just getting your thoughts out. But what I started to do too is this morning I went and bought myself a coffee, and then I sat in front of my computer and actually hand wrote my joke and tried to word it in some other ways, and it kind of like spark some ideas. Um, just writing a joke about my speech is like it's hard because like I have to dive in and try to make it funny whenever I don't like people making fun of it for me. So I'm like making fun of myself. Um, so I need to figure out how to do that, because that's going to be a joke I need to work on as I start indulging in more comedy. Um, and then I tweeted this out this week. I was like, I feel like my writing style is a little bit like Tom Segura's and Chris D'Elia's. Um, whatever you want to say about Chris, but I have the if you watch my naked ballot video roast about the comedians that got naked, it'll be linked down below. Um, it's kind of like the way like I kind of like shit on some ideas and some things and this joke that comes after um the joke about my speech impediment, but it's um it's fun, it's creative, and I feel like I'm working towards something compared to just spending hours like playing games or live streaming and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see where that goes. What else is popping in my life? Mm. Mm. So I've been like taking this like content stuff seriously. I want to create more and more and more of it. Um, but like what I did with my primary social media account is I deleted all the videos and photos that I had there. I deleted the ones of my family, and just try to make it more creative. Like when someone goes on my page, they're like, oh, this dude creates videos. Oh, this dude creates podcasts. He creates online content, which I didn't think about this. So I matched with this girl on Tinder, right? And I'm like, hey, check out my Instagram. Like we should link up just so I can see what you're about and you can see what I'm about. You know the deal. And then I was like, oh, I now am going to be showing girls like a weird side of me that they wouldn't really normally get if they're dating me, you know? Because like I treat it as a job, so I'm not gonna be sitting there like talking about like comedy and things with that with them. I'm sure it's gonna come up, but I was just like, it's kind of weird, you know. I don't know. She didn't take it very hard, but we also stopped talking, so there's that. Dude, it's getting dry outside. My voice is it hurts. Mm. Oh yeah, I might do a live podcast for the election. This is the last thing of what's up, what's popping. If you're hearing this, I'll probably combine this into a clip and throw it out there. I might. Part of me just wants to say no because I want to listen to the live Joe Rogan one because that's gonna be fun and kind of intense. But yeah, I want to. I really do. Not for sure, but you know, it might happen. I might go on for like an hour, you know, do a live podcast, look at the polls and try to do something funny, you know? I'm not for sure. But yeah, let's move on. I haven't talked this much in a while. Hot takes. Let's get it. Hot takes, aka just like funny thoughts of the week. My goal with these two, before I jump into this, since it's the first time doing segments, is when I'm editing, is to like put in cool music and stuff like that. But hot takes, Borat 2. Not for sure how I feel about it. And I feel like what I'm about to tell you, I'm looking at it from a completely different lens than the whole left or right side stuff. So Borat 2. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty much just shitting on Republicans and Trump. Pretty much trying to expose that whole side, like the whole Trump supporters, in a very comedic way. Before we even continue talking about this, I just want to make it said, I think it's absolutely hilarious and shocking, and it's a dagger, and I think it's great, but it's nothing special. If this wasn't going on, it's just like Sacha Baron Cohen. I was thinking about this, right? That dude must feel so indifferent about his work because no one knows him outside of Borat and Bruno. It's just like he plays these epic characters, but no one actually knows him as Sacha Baron Cohen. I had to look him up and figure out who that even was when I was doing that roast on the Naked Ballots. I'm reading my notes here. Tried hard on what I do about the movie. The whole like exposing thing too about the movie is like, I get it, but they also were trying extremely hard. There's like no excuse for like the one part where he got the crowd to say chop them up like the Saudis do. God, that's kind of catchy though, but like there's no excuse for that. Like there's definitely people who are like that in the United States who are just plain up idiots and dumb. I think that's the weirdest thing about America right now and social media is like you always heard about the crazy people doing crazy things back in the day, but now we actually get to experience it. And I think that's like the biggest thing right now with the election is seeing everyone. Like, I feel like our country is just split. Um, oh, yeah. And then the girl in the movie, she kind of like made me mad because they were playing it off like she was 15, but she's not. They were like the whole with the Trump's guy. I forget his actual name. I'm terrible at this, but you know what I'm talking about though. They like, oh, he was like jerking himself off in front of a 15-year-old. She's not 15 though. And like I feel bad. Like there was a lot of things that came out after the movie. So like what they do, like how they film this, if you haven't seen the first Borat, was they had this character and they would say that they were filming it for something else, and then Sacha Baron Cohen would do something like stupid and outrageous, and everyone's just like, what? But Sacha Baron Cohen is playing Borat, who's a character from a whole different Ukraine or something like that. I forget. No, Kazakhstan, something like that. And like they're telling the people, because they use live reactions for it, but they tell the people that it's not actually for what it's actually about. Like the one it did point out something that was hilarious about Instagram like thoughts and like the people, like the girls. There was Macy Channel, who was the model, where they were trying to get the girl to look beautiful and like how to act in front of a man. And what kind of made me happy about her like getting exposed is she was like, you like I forget the exact quote, but she was like, you have to act weak and submissive so guys like you, and then you can take their money. And I like that because not because she was exposing herself or like exposing the way about it. She was putting out how girls nowadays and things like that can actually like do that. And it's kind of like a scheme. Like there's a lot of girls who will fake act like that just so they can get money and stuff from rich dudes. It's weird to me that that's a thing. And like you have to fake. I mean, people will do anything for money. You know what I'm saying? Um, she did have a quote here that I want to say, like going back to like how like they don't really tell you what they're filming for. Because she got a lot of slack for saying, "Oh, you have to be submissive and stuff like that for guys that like you, and you can take their money." But Macy Channel, the quote was, Chanel. Oh, I'm dumb. I was calling it Channel. Macy Channel. One thing you guys gotta know about me is like sometimes I screw up the most easiest things. I swear I'm a little bit dyslexic. But she said I was misled into playing a role and being cast as someone that does not reflect who I am. Okay. I have enjoyed a successful modeling and acting career where I can play any role given. In this case, probably many others did not read the fine print as well as lacking the resources to read every casting contract. So what she's saying is like, hey, I'm not actually a scumbag because I didn't read the fine print. I don't know. I thought that was great. I kind of liked it. I kind of like how they exposed that. Like they exposed some funny things. Don't get me wrong, but like I just felt like they were trying too hard. You know, they were just trying to put all this. It was definitely like a pro Biden thing. Like I said, I don't lean one way or the other. But you know, it's kind of it is. It's just it's weird, you know. Another hot take. There's things that are gonna be post COVID and pre COVID. Like there's gonna be certain things like you know when a new year's about to hit and you see all these tweets like, oh, uh, blue cars should be left in 2019. They should not be in 2020. Oh, TikTok should be left in 2020. Something new should come out in 2021. There's going to be same things like that for like pre-COVID, like handshakes. That's pre-COVID. Post-COVID, some would say we shouldn't handshake. Like, one person that should stay in pre-COVID and should not become more famous after COVID is Malcolm Moore. Did you guys see his rap that he put out? His I felt like rapping. It just, one thing that I don't like about celebrities, and I think it's said a lot too, is when celebrities try to put their views on people. And pretty much the whole thing was his like view on the world and like what was going on. I don't even know, like it just like first of all, the rap was terrible. If we want to talk about it musically, the dude just put out content just so he could feel some sort of love because no one's listening to Thrift Shopping right now. The only hit that he's ever had. And I mean, I'm sure there's some diehard Malcolm Moore fans are going to come at me, but I think his music is kind of trash. And he showed it with this I felt like rapping bullshit. Okay? Also in the video, he looked like the stepdad of a kid, like a stepdad of a kid that no one like, back it up. He looked like a stepdad, but not just a stepdad. He looked like the stepdad that was like battling being an alcoholic bad father, He looked like the dad that just left and never came back, and then his son got some sort of fame, and then he's like, hey, come hit me up. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, dude? I don't know. I just hate when celebrities try to like put their views and things like that. They're trying to sway everyone to vote for Biden or vote for Trump or whatever. You had Lil Wayne post a photo with Trump this week too. Like, what? It's just, I can't wait for this election to be done, to be like whoever wins wins. You know what I mean? And like I can't wait for like the next couple of years so we can get past this Corona BS, and get past this 2020 election, because either Trump or Biden's gonna win, and if Trump wins, get past 4 more years with this dude, and then if Biden wins and all the like the unknowns of that, let's just get past that so we can actually get better people in office and start running the country like a normal country again. Like, it's just I feel like 2020 is just like such a big anxiety bubble and split, and I feel like every single time like you go online, it's just like, what stupid stuff is happening to lead up to this election. With that being said, make sure you guys vote. Okay? Make sure you guys go out and vote on, I forget the day. I hate when people text me. It pisses me off. Make sure you guys go vote on November 3rd. Make sure you guys go out and vote on November 3rd, okay? It's the most important thing too. And if I have any advice as being a 23-year-old who doesn't know much about politics, and I just went on a tangent of Malcolm Moore trying to put his views on us, I'm not going to do that to you guys. Vote for whoever you think is the best, and don't let someone else's opinion do that. If you want to vote Trump, vote Trump. If you want to vote Biden, vote Biden. If you want to vote for a third party, vote for a third party. If you want to vote for Kanye, dude, if you want gold diggers in the office, and you want I'm trying to think of his other songs, vote for Kanye. Just make sure you're doing it for your own reason and don't let anyone else try to sway you differently. I think that's the greatest thing we have as American people is that we can vote for whoever we think is the correct person to vote for. So go out and vote November 3rd or today. Go out and vote today. And whatever stuff happens, it'll be on this podcast with hot takes, hot takes from me. And as we're going along with these two, this is like an exercise for me because this is the most I've prepared for a podcast. But what I'm realizing now is that I kind of went over this stuff kind of fast and like I don't have a lot of stuff to bounce back on. But that's what happens when you're doing a solo dolo podcast, dude. I'll get better as it's going. We haven't even broke 25 podcasts. But yeah, those are the only hot takes I had this week. Let's end it with some questions, some pod deck questions, dude. Which ones are we feeling today? I'll do two. Okay. Let's do some philosophy ones because it kind of goes with like what we're kind of talking about. Here's a good one. If you were guaranteed the correct answer to one question, what would you ask? You know what I would ask? Are we in a simulation? That's what I would ask. Which brings me to another point of conspiracies. We can go on this tangent. I guess it's kind of like a hot take that this brought me into. Conspiracies. That I would just like to know if we are in a simulation. And I don't know how I would feel if the answer is yes, and I don't know how I'd feel if the answer is no. I don't know. And conspiracies and stuff. Joe Rogan released a podcast with Alex Jones and Tim Dillon. And like, it was the first like conspiracy podcast that like made a little more sense to me, probably because Joe like broke down everything. And it's just, those conspiracies can take up your life. So I feel like if I can just know if we are in a simulation, that would help me out a lot. Because then I would do more or less more of what I wanted to do. Like I wouldn't worry about making money. I wouldn't worry about falling in love. But what I would worry about is like what's outside of this. Because if we are in a simulation, there's only worse stuff than this. Because if we're in a simulation, that means that life is so terrible outside of the simulation that we have to go inside of something to be normal or normal as you can get. And I feel like that's the even scarier part. Let me know what you guys think. What if you guys could have the answer to any question, what would you ask? I would also maybe ask, did the chicken come first or the egg? I feel like that'd be a good one. All right, one more. Oh, I ran out of. I need to buy this app. All right. Let's do. The future freaks me out. Oh boy. What cool feature will all airplanes be equipped with 20 years from now? I know. Each seat. Okay. Imagine this. Each seat is going to have its own drink dispenser. and food dispenser. That's what it's going to have. That'd be lit. Because then it eliminates, well, actually, probably just a drink or just like a water dispenser. I think that'd be so nice because there's been so many times where like I'm thirsty as hell on a plane and then I feel bad clicking the button, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I should, but I don't want to be bothersome. And like we're flying through a tube 2,000 feet up in the air or however how high it is. I don't want to be annoying. So normally I just sit there and just wait. And I'm like, can I get some water? I don't know. What do you all think? I'll do one more. These are kind of fun. Would you rather? Okay, hit me. Would you rather? Would you rather consult a Ouija board or a magic 8-ball for answers to your question? Definitely a magic 8-ball. I don't fuck with Ouija boards. Anything scary? I actually, since it's Halloween, I hate scary things, dude. I absolutely hate scary things. The fact that people watch scary movies on their own is terrifying to me. Why would you do that to yourself? And people are like, oh, I like it for the thrill, dude. I like it for the thrill. I like the jump scares, dude. No. If you want something thrilling, go for a 10-mile run down the road. Go to a strip club. Go to Walmart and buy I don't know, something that's not going to scare you. Like that feeling that you get in your chest and you get all clammy and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? And then, no, I ain't about that. So I'm not messing with the Ouija board. I'd rather shake a magic 8-ball and ask if the aliens are real. Because at least I know it'd be kind of fake. And then if a Ouija board moves my hand around, no. Hell no. Ugh. That just makes me, boy. Oh, all right, I think I'm going to end it on that. I like 30 minutes for a podcast episode, Let me know what you guys think about the hot takes and the what's up, what's poppin'. Brand new whip just hopped in. I got options. I can pass the ball like Stockton. I forgot the rapper's name for that, but that's where it came from. Shout out that dude. Forgot his name. We poppin'. Also recorded this podcast in the day, so it's going to look a little nicer, dude. I can't wait to have my own podcast, set up, whenever I move out of my parents' basement. I'm looking over to the right because that's where I have my thing at. I should look at the camera. But yeah, man, tweet at me. Let's become friends. My Twitter handle is YMBS_Chris. Follow the You Might Be Surprised podcast Instagram page. The handle is literally You Might Be Surprised. You can follow my personal one where it's mostly just me not really posting as much because I need to post more. YMBS_Chris. And make sure if you guys are listening to this on audio that you download the podcast and share it and leave a review. It really means a lot to me. And if you're watching this on video, subscribe, and also check out the audio. You can put me in your pocket. And also shout out to Columbus, Ohio. I have 44 downloads from that place in general. So maybe I'll move out there, go chill with the boys. I can become Cleveland, Ohio fans or fans of sports out there. Why can't I think of the Browns, dude? Baker Mayfield, dude. OBJ. I feel like I could rock Cleveland or, All right. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I've been Chris. You've been beautiful. Try something new. You might be surprised what happens. Peace, guys.